Hey everybody, Shannon Scott with the Grave Talks. I keep telling you that I'm leaving Louisville, but I keep getting drawn back in, uh, as Al Pacino might say in Carlito's Way. But nonetheless, in the distance we see row after row of kind of white headstones dotting part of the land of Cave Hill Cemetery, with the Union soldier burials and this immense wall that goes all the way around Cave Hill, which is just stunning. But I got drawn in by really the quote-unquote abandoned Eastern Cemetery of the 1840s, so that similar era to Cave Hill. Overgrown, dotted, with great monuments from the Victorian age and later. Love the landscape, weeping willows, all that good stuff. It also has Louisville's first crematorium, which based on the structure of the building, I would probably place in the 1950s, 60s. It could be older, and they just kind of did some addition here. Looks like they were going for a bit of a columbarium vibe, which it may have been serving as such with urns, right? But this is now abandoned, and in 1989, they found out the owners of the property were double stacking, triple stacking, quadruple stacking known purchase graves. So that's why we have such a disparity in the math here, where on record there's 16,000 grave sites, but there are 120,000 actual burials. And in part this has to do with the pauper grave sites, and there is apparently some mass pauper grave here in the area. I don't know if it's identified or located, but on record some 120,000 burials, which is just impressive. I personally think the volunteers should just let it be overgrown, because it does give off an authentic Victorian vibe. This is how a lot of cemeteries across America would have looked at one time, unless they just kind of, loaded up the place with goats or other grass-eating, kind of cattle type things. But this reminds me of the way the rural landscape cemetery movement, or the rural cemetery movement, really would have looked aesthetically, visually at one time. And I love it. I love it. I'm a different breed. I love all of the natural plants growing, and many of them medicinal and had all kinds of purposes. And anyway, it just fascinates me when these places grow up like this. But nonetheless, it's like Volunteer Sunday. You've got a lot of people out here doing weed eating and mowing, which is really great, don't get me wrong. And a little known secret too, if you've got an old cemetery in your neighborhood, one of the ways you can actually save a cemetery, if you're that ambitious, is to approach the controlling government, like the county or the city, whatever that might be there, and offer to pay the insurance on the property, or work towards turning it legally into a park. That's how you save old quote-unquote abandoned cemeteries. But isn't it fascinating that in 1989, the owners got busted bearing on top of others? God, what a tragedy. So a little scandal to say the least. Again, the math there, 16,000 burials, but 120,000 on record, many of them paupers. And I'm sure there's some greater story there that I don't fully understand in terms of the historical layers, which is fine. We may unearth that as time allows. But this is the Eastern Cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky, which neighbors Cave Hill. Definitely worth a stop in. Maybe not on Volunteer Day. It's a little noisy out here, but it's pretty special that groups of people have come together to really invest themselves into its preservation. So kudos to them. That's beautiful. Those are my favorite humans. Well, guys, thanks for watching another video here from Louisville, Kentucky. It's been great storing you, and we'll do it again soon.